Hello everyone, in this video we're doing financial ratios. So basically, as a quick introduction, investors use these financial ratios to determine the financial health of a company. They're determining if the company is doing well, if they're doing poorly from a financial standpoint, okay? No single ratio can tell you how well a company is performing overall, but it can signal if there's an issue that the company should be looking into in like a specific area, okay? The main things from this section that we're going to be testing or that are tested are generally just the types of the ratios, the actual ratios, and then using the ratios to solve a problem. Those are basically like the things you would need to know for something like this, okay? Now, there are four main types of ratios, okay? These are called, first, the liquidity ratios, and we're just going through these quickly because this is something that's covered relatively quickly in this course, and we're just trying to get an idea of what we need to know, but just go through it in a relatively quick fashion, okay? So, four main types of ratios. First, liquidity ratios. They indicate a company's ability to meet its obligations as they come due. Coverage ratios show the level of protection investors have against that investors have against not earning a return, okay? Then activity ratios show how effective a company is in using its assets to generate a return for investors. And then profitability ratios show how successful a company was at generating a profit during the year, okay? And then now we have this huge long table that you guys need to basically just memorize. It starts here and it goes all the way down to this next page. And basically any of these ratios, including this first page to the second page, are fair game for the exam, okay? And the professors will tell you that, the TAs will tell you that. You need to know every single one of these ratios, and that sucks because you have to memorize them all. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It does suck. But a lot of times, if these are on the exam, they're free points because it's just testing whether or not you know the ratio or something relatively simple. Okay? So now we're just going to go through. I'm not going to read them all to you. You can look at them on your own. But basically what we're going to do is we're just going to go through a couple of quick problems, something that you might need to know. Okay? Something similar to this is fair as an exam question. Okay? So let's just get this lined up here properly, okay? So we have some practice problems. We have XYZ company that has an asset turnover ratio of 5, and its average total assets are $600,000. Additionally, XYZ has $500,000 of net income for the year ended December 31, and they're asking for what is the company's profit margin for 2018. Okay, so what we want to do is that we want to figure out, okay, what is asset turnover ratio? Okay, if we look at our little sheet here, we'll see asset turnover ratios right here. It's net sales divided by average total assets, okay? So basically, asset turnover is going to be net sales divided by average total assets, okay? So it tells us that the asset turnover is 5. It tells us that the net sales are, we're solving for net sales, so that would basically be our X, right, if we're using like algebraic terms. And then tells us our total assets are $600,000, right? Our average total assets. That means that X is equal to $3 million. Our net sales are equal to $3 million, okay? It additionally tells us that our net income is $50,000. Now, if we were to look at our statement or at our chart, we would see that we're solving for profit margin, and profit margin is net income divided by net sales. Okay, so it's net income divided by net sales. Okay, now we have our sales. They're $3 million. We're told the net income is 50, right up here. That means that our profit margin is 1.7%. Okay, so working through a problem like that is fair game for the exam. Something like that is something you should be able to do. Next, we have ABC Company. They have a profit margin of 5%. Its sales are $600,000 for that year. Additionally, the company had earnings per share of 20 cents per share and 100,000 shares of common stock outstanding during the entire year. How much preferred dividends were paid? Okay, so first, we're told that the profit margin is 5, and again, we can just see it's net income over net sales. We're solving for net income because we're told that sales are 600,000. So we figure out that net income equals 30,000 as we show over here. Okay, then we're going to have to use our formula for EPS. Okay, so we're told EPS is 20 cents per share. And let's just quickly look at EPS. What is EPS? EPS is net income. It's right here. Net income, subtract away preferred dividends over the weighted average shares outstanding. Okay? We have EPS, we're told that, okay? We figured out net income. We don't know preferred dividends. We're solving for preferred dividends, okay? That's what it tells us to solve for. And then we're told there's 100,000 shares outstanding. It tells us right there, okay, during the entire year. So we solve for X, we do some rearranging, and we end up with $10,000 for preferred dividends, okay? So basically that's what you would, so a problem like that is fair for the exam. You know, just knowing the ratios is fair, or maybe even what type of ratio it is. But basically that's what you would need to know for this type of a problem. So that's the end of this lesson.